Yeah, Greg, what I do know about him is he helped with the Classic Tetris League. If you're familiar, he kind of helped with building some of the websites and tech around that, so I definitely appreciate him for that.
For sure. Like, there's so many of those leagues that I got to keep up with. I try to watch the CTMs every month, but forgive me if I can't watch every friendly every week.
You know what? We'll get this top game started. Why wait?
All right, off we go. Get the rocket countdown here in 9, 8.
Matt fumbling his controller. Hopefully can pick it up in time.
Got it. Good luck, Alan. I love the sportsmanship in Classic Tetris. It's the best.
GL Allen.
Away we go up top. Matt Martin, number 46. Number 19, Asta.
All right, we got a ready on bottom. Let's do it. Allen versus Gregboom Cannon. Allen is the clear favorite right now. Let's see if we can get an upset. Getting into it with these new players, and I'm kind of curious to see what Asta brings to the table because I have not really seen them play a whole lot.
No. And again, Alan's game has like exploded tremendously. I believe I met him at the West Coast qualifier in 2019, and he had to face Joseph in the first round. And of course, Joseph does what Joseph does, but that experience was a real boost to Alan's game.
Mm-hmm.
And being in that crazy tournament situation for the first time, I talked to him a little bit and gave him the same advice I said with any underdog, is to play your own game and don't beat yourself, make your opponent beat you. If you put up your best or don't beat yourself, that's all you can really ask for. And now the shoes have flipped. Now Greg is going to be the underdog in this situation, and Alan is going to be the monster of this group of 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless, that is, Matt Martin somehow pulls off his 46 seed into the top 8 again. We'll see how that works.
He's been a giant slayer his whole entire CTWC career. You almost kind of expect it. It's like that's where giant slayers live, at 46 seed. Like, he's not going to get out of that 46 seed position. He probably deliberately did not max out because of that. He's not going to ever admit that, but that's probably was his strat. And Matt working on the left well, or is he going to kind of clean us up?
Yeah, he's left well from the bottom isn't the worst thing, but yeah, it looks like he just wants to play safe, get to the right well, depending on your comfort level.
The classic Anna Well, who is the CTWC's newest superstar.
Oh,
you almost don't want her to. You almost don't want her to adapt the strat. You kind of want to leave like pristine Foryst. You know, you don't want to like cut it down and make him conform to everybody else's game. You kind of love to see the non-conformist, totally ignorant of our scene for all these years. But once she switches over to traditional right well play and adjusts her game for it, she's going to be a max out monster. But anyway, early on, Matt Martin has a 187 to 57 lines, 49% Tetris rate. Asta's in the lead by 76,000 points. That's about 3 Tetrises. Mm-hmm. At the bottom, early on, Greg is got 137 to 49 lines. He's down by 75,000 points. Again, that's about 3 Tetrises. Alan's playing clean. We got a simul Tetris at the bottom. First simul Tetris call today. I'm sure we've had a few, but 2 matches going on. They're hard to all catch. But everybody's where they need to be game-wise. No early top-outs. That's the only thing for the players, I want them all to get their first game in without any embarrassing top-outs early on. And it looks like we've gotten past that point, so now they can relax and get into the flow of things.
Yeah, Asta with a pretty comfortable lead as this newcomer to the CTWC with a 112,000 point lead over Matt Martin around the 80 line mark. And meanwhile, Brodindamp maintaining about a 75,000 to 100k lead after trading Tetrises.
So Asta's got that nice comfy couch behind him, but he decides to sit in a plastic folding chair. So maybe that discomfort will like kind of keep him awake. Maybe.
Maybe
Matt sitting back in the gamer chair. He's got the sheet behind him to like block out something. The nice production work we I'm sure our staff Adam likes that sort of work behind him. Hey, hi there. Hi, surprise guest. Alan's way high all of a sudden. He's going to burn this down. Wow, that was a... Oh, but he... Is he going to get... I mean, he can get out of this.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay, given the correct pieces. Like an SC first could kill him there, but he's getting good pieces.
That's the if. Greg has an opportunity to catch up with a Tetris here, and he does, and it was a tie score for a half a second. Neither player pressing down there. On the top, Matt did get some press down points. Is he a press down player in general? He just, yeah, he looks like he's just getting where he can.
Maybe just like when it's lower to the board. Sometimes I'll catch myself pressing down when it's like row 1. So
I mean, that was the debate a couple years ago, the big press down, not press down debate. It seems like most players have gone without pressing down. But I do have a soft spot for the players that do, because it does like help you keep in the game. As a Dr. Mario player myself, you have to press down, and getting into that rhythm, it forces you to think faster. And sometimes players need, but not everybody can adapt to it.
Yeah, I think rhythm is the key word there, and some players don't want to overthink it, so they just kind of put it down where you think it needs to go and move on. Both players up top transition. Yep.
Transition up top. Asta is in the lead by 100,000 points, but he's got a cheesy board and a lot of digging, because he's got to get rid of that hole. He's got so much weight where his gaps are. This is the chance for Matt to take it up, but he's got some cheese in his board, so this first transition for both players, not ideal. Yeah,
this might get hairy. We'll see if both players are able to navigate through these wells. Meanwhile, both players transition at bottom. Alan has about a 50,000 point lead going into 19 transition and drops another Tetris. Looking very good today.
And again, 24,000 points at level 19 for Tetris, so that's about a 3 Tetris lead now for Alan. Asta's almost got down to the bottom of his stack. Matt has issues.
Yeah, Matt's able to get to the far left with that T-piece, which will open up some burning.
He's just not getting it. He's not getting it, and that's going to be game 1 for Asta.
Asta takes the first game against Matt Martin. 19 seed Asta versus Matt Martin, which is the 46th seed.
So we can go ahead and top out here.
And once you guys are ready, just ready up once again on Max Out Club, and we'll get going.
Alright, so at the bottom, with 160 lines, Greg is behind by 150,000 points.
Yeah.
So that is a tremendous 6 Tetris deficit right now as we get to the middle 20s. Tetris are roughly 30,000 points at that point. They keep progressing, 1,200 points per level. But Alan's not in good shape either, so if Greg can survive and start scoring again, there's a chance. I give him maybe a 20% shot at this, but it's a shot, so keep playing. Don't give up yet.
Absolutely. He did clean up pretty well. Actually, him and Brodindamp seem to be in sync when it comes to that, because they both had similar burn timings there. And the problem is Brodindamp maintains that lead.
Yeah, he maintains that lead. He's got a 61% Tetris rate at level 24. So that is borderline max out pace there. But if you're clean in scoring, that rate will go up. And that's all you can ask for. So Greg has got to have to turn it on, and maybe perhaps, not perhaps, he definitely needs to just take every risk at this point.
Yeah. We're at the level 25 stage. Unless something really drastic happens on Brodendamp's side, which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. He's draining some Tetrises right now, putting some pressure on Greg.
230,000 point lead for Alan right
Meanwhile,
now.
up top, Asta's going to top out.
That's Asta. That was... Oh, no! A quick top out for Asta.
So Matt Martin takes it.
Matt can go ahead and top out. He got the gimme. You hate to see that. And that's maybe the situation where you just got a first win and you're too comfortable, and then things go awry, and bam, you missed it. I'm just watching Alan's game. We might see our first 1,000,000-point score here. He only needs 2 Tetrises, and he's got 13 lines to do it. He can play it pretty safe. Greg is, unless he can play some Joseph-style level 29, he's not going to catch up here.
Exactly. There's only a few players that can do that. I don't know if Greg has it in him, but...
So, Tetris ready for Alan, and boom, Tetris for Alan, max out. No Game Genie for Alan. I don't think he's going to need it this game. if that ever does come up, we do have the ability for our judges to go back and check the scores. We will not just guess. We will have official rulings, okay? So just relax, chat. We got you here. So Greg with a decent 734, but Alan just too strong in that first game. But both players get to level 29 in game 1. So that's what you want to see at the highest level. This is the big time.
Oh wait, I just gave Asta Alan's heart there. Sorry, Alan. Okay, so both players up top are ready. Give them the countdown. And once, you guys can take a breather if you need, but once you are ready, be sure to ready up and max out club, and we'll keep moving on. Yeah, Brodindamp saying his Game Genie isn't working for some reason.
Oh no, dude, that's the one I gave you, man. I feel bad. That's like a feel-good story for me, and it's all ruined. My fault. Send you a better Game Genie. I won't use all the wishes. You know what I found out this... You know what I did this in my head like a month ago or so. So, like, the original Game Genie for NES gives you the chance to put in 3 codes, right? That's where the name Game Genie comes from, because it's 3 wishes. My mind was blown by that. Yeah, how about that?
Really? Interesting.
Fun fact. Yeah.
I can't wait to sound smart now.
Yeah, there's your online fact.
All right, both players are already on bottom. We'll get the countdown started. Good luck, Brodindamp and Greg.
Already, will he get down? And over on Classic Tetris 1, Jonas is up 2-1 now on Red Shirt, and Red Shirt is in trouble near the top. I will not keep going that up, but I just want to check away at a quick break.
Oh,
Matt it can get it over. Okay. Still have some real dangerous work to do here. Oh, he was Tetris ready, and he had to pass up the Tetris to cut that off.
Here we go.
It's open again. He's going to need a line. Will he get it? He got it. Boom Tetris for Matt. Pat yourself on the shoulder there, man. Well, Asta hasn't really taken advantage yet. He's only ahead 15,000.
Yeah, considering Matt did clean it up pretty well. He took like a nice clean triple, and obviously the Tetris there. So not the worst scenario, given that he could have lost if he didn't get that eyepiece right away. We would have already been working our way into game 4, but managed to survive there.
This is not GDQ. This is not speed runs, guys. This is score runs. Asta's also now in trouble. A little nerves, perhaps, for the 2 players up top through these first 3 games here. Looks like Asta's handling it okay, but now Matt can take advantage. He's down a Tetris at 48 lines. Greg is playing really high up. He knows against Alan he's got to take a little bit more risk if he's going to pull out a game here.
Oh, unfortunate. But it will still get the Tetris after those burns. So yeah,
Asta's got about he's still having to stack on putting weight on top of his well. So now he's got about 5 lines to burn. This is a golden opportunity for Matt to take a long lead, and he's not even ahead yet. He's only behind by 3,000 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, meanwhile, Alan is starting to accrue quite a lead here with about 68,000 point lead. Still fairly early on, 39 lines, so RNG will come and go. And I mean, Greg's been playing a pretty good game too, so I'm sure he'll get somewhat caught up. Yeah, Alan's on an 83% Tetris rate compared to Greg's 46 now.
Yeah, Alan was kind of like, I don't know how disappointed he was with his qual run, but getting only a 14, and he was considered a favorite or a possibility to knock off Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
But he's showing here why people thought that. His first 2 games, he's been killing it so far. Greg down 90,000 points at 51 lines, so he'll have to figure out a way, pick his spots to turn it on if he can. Alan's not going to give him any gimmies here.
Yeah. I feel like Greg's not playing that bad either, just running into some issues with the lack of eyepieces. There we go. There's one for him.
Like if I had a 51% Tetris rate through 62 lines, I'd be like, ooh, I might get a PB here. But for here, he's got to feel nervous instead of the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Up top, both players have finally cleaned up. Matt has a 50,000 point lead at 100,000 lines. Or 100 lines. See, I'm just adding extra syllables. So that's about a 1 Tetris lead for Matt, but both players are clean, as I said. Nearing transition in about 20 plus lines for both players. At the bottom, has Alan made a mistake yet? That's what I'm wondering, because he's looking flawless so far.
Yeah, he's on a great pace. 340k at 77 lines, so not too shabby. Put it
And
lightly.
right there, Greg could have set up for a dirty Tetris up high, but decided to burn it down, and I don't know if that really helped him, because he's having to stack squares on top of single gaps, and the burning mode continues while Alan widens his lead to 131,000 points at 86 lines.
Yeah, Alan is one of those scary players that up there with Tristop.
That head shake from Greg, he's like, what do I got to do, man? This is rough.
Ooh, rough pieces.
Okay, Alan's got his first little trouble, and he's going to get a 4-line solve and whatever. Shut up, Chris.
Alan, or not Alan, Greg's need to get to the left there. He's getting droughted up high, and he's going to top out.
That's going to do it. Alan can top out. He takes the game. He's up 2-0 now on Greg. Up top, Matt has transitioned. He now has a 74,000 point lead. That's about 2 Tetrises. Asta transitioning little low. A lot of these top players like to have 500,000 point transitions, so you know they're struggling a little bit. And Asta, again, having to cover up as well, and then put weight on top of that cover. You hate to see that, but sometimes the pieces just dictate that that's your best move. He has uncovered as well now. He's down 2 Tetrises, so he's just waiting for the long piece. He will get it. So he's in a good position. Matt having a column 4 well, which will he decide to play it? He's going to go with it. He's center well Tetris ready.
Yeah, this is a very close game up top. Pretty much the same line count within a Tetris. And Matt is hitting these center well Tetrises to keep up with Asta here. So playing somewhat aggressive.
Yeah, he's only ahead 9,000, 10,000 points, so it's only about less than half a Tetris at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got our he's got his will back to the right. He's traditional. Asta has a too high sliver of hole there in his stack that he just opened up and cleaned out with a line piece. Matt's playing high.
He's set up for a Tetris.
There it is. 30 Tetris. He got it! Boom Tetris for Matt. What lucky line burst there.
But an unfortunate T placement.
But he's ahead 21,000. So 1 Tetris will take this for Asta. He's low. He's 1 off the bottom. He can set up here. All right, so a little bit of drama. It's going to be an interesting chase down.
Mm-hmm.
He can line it out. It's about 1,000 points per single line at this point. Let's see if that's what he ends up doing.
Yeah, Asta should
Young
be
players
good.
like to laugh at the old man strat of lining out, but
this is the time to do it.
A win is a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no shame here in getting 5 single lines to take this. Take
money.
a double, he's down to 2,000.
Yeah, there's money on the line today, so it's a little different than our, classic Tetris League games.
Yeah, and with that single, Asta has taken the game. He can go ahead and line out. But that was smart on his part to keep playing until he actually heard it. Because there have been instances where sometimes you think players maybe thought that was a little too early from screen looking or incorrect commentators.
Right. Oh yeah, I don't blame him.
Play until you're told. Play through the whistle. The old sports cliche.
Play until you're absolutely certain that you have won.
All right, so we're 2-1 up top. Down at the bottom, we have started game 3, and Alan's looking a little ugly for a change, but he is up 2 Tetrises early. He's got 196,000 through 41 lines, so that's that monster pace you want to talk about. 100,000 points per 20 lines. 78% Tetris rate, again, just a model of consistency this morning.
Yeah, Alan looking like he could take some games off of the other great players in this bracket if he does move on here. We'll see if Greg can thwart that right here, right now. He is a little bit more in line with Alan this game, so let's see if he can bring it.
You hate to look ahead, but Alan versus Tristop could be tremendous. But that's not fair. Greg's got to do it here, and he's only behind 60,000 points. And a quick top out by Alan could end this in any second. That's classic Tetris. You just I'm babbling about something stupid might likely happen in the game. So,
Yeah.
So Greg with a Tetris there, 228,000 for 60 lines. It's a pretty good score, 60% Tetris rate. That's your borderline max out pace there. I should call it million point pace. I got to stop calling it max out because we have no max outs here in CTWC. We just have million point thresholds. Asta is about a half Tetris. Nice line spin there. Gotta love the line spins. Matt's playing clean early on, 73,018 lines.
Yeah, so far Asta is showing to be a very strong player. Just actually really consistent. Unfortunately, had one unfortunate early top out, which probably just a mistap or something like that. But other than that, every time I look over at Asta, they're making some really cool decisions. And like, look, they know their spins, know how to play efficiently with all that kind of tech in mind. So their 2-game wins is well deserved. Go ahead.
Alan is so good. He's under control. He's rubbing his face like Packy between pieces. The stacking is just tremendous. You know, the meme is the tappers can't stack. Well, this is top of the line stacking that if he had to switch to a DAS game, he could easily be doing nearly as well.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't be able to high, but with that stacking ability, he could adapt his game and still be kicking it butt right now.
Right. I think Alan is a competent DAS player, if I can recall, actually.
I've been actually, but I deserve that. So 110,000 point lead for Alan again at 102 lines. Transition coming up soon. Greg is doing everything he needs to do. He's under control. He's got a decent board. He's line dependent there, but he's low enough that he can handle it. He's going to fill in that gap with the line. He's Tetris ready. He hasn't had that 20,000 point game, I don't think. He's put up okay scores so far. But relying on Alan to make a mistake is maybe the best thing you can do when you're a heavy underdog, and I don't see Alan doing it yet, but you never know.
Yeah, Greg's hitting that 55%. It seems like he's like high 50s, low 50s for most of these games, but meanwhile Alan is just bringing
Tetris. That's you know, passing up Tetris is bold, but I guess he felt he needed to fill that gap in now rather than later.
Yeah, there's mixed opinions on that, honestly. That can be a playstyle thing. I usually do think taking the Tetris is ideal, but if you really feel more comfortable filling out the left, just play whatever is comfortable, I suppose. But
oh yeah, it's fun to talk about. And any opinion I have is subject to my playstyle, which is awful.
All right.
So little dicey transition for Alan.
Yeah.
But
and
with the tapping, he should be fine. It's going to be about a 5-6 line solve there, assuming the pieces come. But he's had to put weight on top of as well again. Up top, Matt's got the 50,000 point lead through 89 lines. Looking good and clean. Asta's you got that one piece of dirt to deal with. We'll see how he handles it, but again, stay alive. He's going to fill in his left side with the line piece, transfer as well over to the right, and keep playing. And now Greg's got 3 pieces, alternating burn shells all over the place. He threw away the IKEA instructions before putting together his piece of furniture. It's going to take a lot of creativity to figure this out.
Yeah, Greg has some work to do. He's behind by 135,000. A little bit behind on lines, but just keep it together. If he can get back to scoring, he can definitely bring it back here. Meanwhile, Matt Martin is ahead by 100 and about 120,000 up top. And
I just got note in chat that Jonas did lose to Red Shirt 3 games to 2, so Jonas will go down to the second chance bracket and face the loser of Yanni and I forget who Yanni was playing, but he was one of the top seeds because Yanni was like 62 or 63, I think. Back to our games. Nice T-spin by Matt. He's ahead 180,000 points in a must-win game. And Asta's very high, very cheese. Well, that line piece is going to clean him up and make him not quite Tetris ready. So, transition time. If Matt can just stay consistent, play all the way to level 29, he should take this one.
Yeah, he's a massive lead going into this 19 phase. So he should be feeling pretty comfortable, and I think he knows how to handle this.
like don't stop scoring, but keep it low. Don't get fancy at all at this point. It's going to take a miracle for Asta to come all the way back if Matt can play all the way through to the end, which you assume that all play. Oh, Asta hung up a line piece. He's going to need to burn this. Is he going to keep? Okay, he's going to get another line piece to be fortunate. He's going to need to fill it in with another one. But transition. Okay. Can he get it over? He got it over. That one burn.
Meanwhile, on bottom, Greg actually was closing the gap there for a minute, and he's within 100,000, but is still behind. Yeah, behind 94,000 on level 26. Tetrises are worth a lot more right now, so if he's able to really get to scoring, he can bring it back. But Brodindamp is clean and is going to be putting on pressure. Some head shaking from Greg there. Not too happy with the pieces he is getting.
Greg with a hanging up the Z. Brodindamp again. Yeah, maybe not quite million point pace this time. He's got he's got one more Tetris in him that's going to put him at about 940. If he gets it, but that's still probably going to put him out of reach. Ooh, he passed up a Tetris. He passed up his finale Tetris. Is he going to place in 29? Let's see. Nah, he's got it. So Greg's only hope is to get about 200 single lines at level 29 speed. So let's see if he can do it.
Make history. Oh, no. Not going to happen. Alan takes game 3.
So he got 2 700,000 games and 2 kill screens. That's what you want to do when you're an underdog. Like, no shame in that game by Greg. He went up against a tournament favorite, and he's still alive. He's going to go to the second chance bracket to face the loser of Matt and Asta here. And Matt, oh my goodness.
Crazy.
They had 110,000, but he just hung up that line. He got top out at 73,000, giving Asta a 110,000 point chase down, which is about 4 Tetrises.
Yeah, and Asta's up high. This is... Oh, and he hangs the square.
And that's not going to do it. We're going to go to a decider again.
Decider up top. Matt Martin takes game number 4 to move to game 5 against Asta. 46 seed Matt Martin versus 19 seed Asta.
All right, so you'd think a 46-19 would be a bit of a gap, but apparently it's a tie ball game. So you gotta love it. Gotta love these deciders. It means I get to announce more Tetris.
Let's get Asta into frame here. There we go.
There we go. Got the head cut off. Got the shorts on in wintertime. The bro move. I like it. Not sure what state he's from. All of our players in Bracket G are from United States.
Yeah, the Classic Tetris American Championship.
Yeah, it was more advantageous to have the Americans play on Sunday since the time change would have made it more difficult for our European and Asian friends to play into Sunday morning or like late overnight Sunday into Monday. But we tried to accommodate them the best we could. So early off here, got the press down points from Matt, so we got the 18-point lead early on. Sure, Nibba try to be funny with a C dicer, quite flow as well as decider, but I do appreciate some good wordplay, so never going to not encourage that. Asta. With players near 100% Tetris rate early on. Look at the NES controller slippers and pajama pants. Very swag from Matt. Nearly a Twitch violation, because if you show those bare feet, man, you can't do it.
Okay, all players are ready. Let's do it.
All ready. Let's do the countdown. See, that's reminiscent of like the St. Basil's rocket. You know, it works. And away we go. 14 versus 19 up top. 51-46 in the second chance bracket at the bottom. At the bottom, loser goes home, or loser stays home and turns off their screen. Early on, Asta showing off his almost cliche tuck and spin play with the Z tuck. The move that I still can't even begin to set up. And it's such a crucial weapon to keep that Tetris rate up higher, is to take that weird piece, make a one-piece gap, then tuck in, do a spin tuck, and be successful with it enough of the time, because that's a thing. You only have a 20th of a second to make that, to get that button press, and if you don't do that consistently, it's not worth the risk. And these players have mastered it to the degree that they just incorporate it into the regular part of their game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it really does add a that layer of complexity. It creates more options for bad pieces, I guess. So it really does increase that Tetris rate quite a bit.
A 20th of a second. Like, can you fathom that a period of time, and that you can pinpoint those periods perfectly, like 90% of the time? I'm guessing. What do you think the success rate is for that? Maybe that's a weird stat we can come up with in real time one of these days.
You know what? I bet some players are different high, by the way. For different spins.
He gets the line piece. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so like I spins, for example, I hit I spins pretty easily, but I have trouble with actually maybe S and Z spins. I don't like the most for some reason because of just the visual cue. Really? Everyone's different about that. Yeah, and it's a really close game on bottom. So 75,000 for Greg, and Matt drops a Tetris to go to 96,000.
Greg's playing 3 high though, so it's too early in the game to get fancy and try to build up dirty Tetrises up there. Just burn that down, and that's what he's going to do. What he decides to fill in the gap on the left with that line piece. It's an interesting play. I cannot get into their minds, but maybe that's also a last-second panic decision that you're kind of committed to once you tap it over once or twice.
Yeah,
up
sometimes
top,
you're just kind of bound.
Yeah,
you're just bound to your commitment sometimes, just because if you decide to try to make that adjustment, usually it will just make your board even worse sometimes.
Greg is kind of horsing around up there. He has yet to really get into scoring mode. He only has 94,000 at 58 lines. That's a 37 burn count right now. That's pretty crazy. That's a Bidwell game right there. Up top, Alan's behind by about a Tetris and some change. He's 1 off the bottom, but he's Tetris ready, just waiting for the line piece into the 17 drought. Let's just see where he takes the burns, and he's going to go a little conservative. He took the burn, it paid off, he got the Tetris, he's going to get another one. Let's see if he cleans up here or builds dirty or center well. Looks like he's going to go into clean mode. Asta's up by about a Tetris now at 70 lines.
Yeah, judging by Asta's last match and how consistent they were, I think Asta could put up a pretty good game here against Alan, honestly. And they are fairly close seeded based off their qualifier, but I think Alan is still the clear favorite, but we'll see what Asta can bring in this matchup.
Wow. Matt at the bottom is up by 100,000 points, and he was playing a little dangerous with. He wasn't sure if he was going to build a left well or what he was doing exactly, but it finally did clear up for him. I like the micro adjustment because he saw the line piece coming.
Yep.
Love micro adjustments. Level 18 micro adjustments are just so fascinating. I know it's old news for vets, but if you're watching and you see a piece come and then you see the next piece, and if you can move it over 1 or 2 taps before the next piece to change your strategy to a more optimal build, always fun to watch in real time happen.
Wait, you know what? I think chat did call something out. It looks like Alan's using DAS right now for some reason.
Wow.
Maybe he's taking a break on his hands.
Maybe. I mean, is he hurting? I mean, I hope he's okay. And, you know, he's only down by a Tetris and some change, so he's playing okay right now. But maybe he saw what happened with Nenu last night, having to go through 5 matches late in the day in a row, and knowing what kind of damage that can cause to your wrists and hands. Maybe taking a break here and there isn't the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, maybe he'll switch for 19 too. You never know. I think
yeah.
I think Das on 18. Like I said earlier, I was pretty sure he was a competent DAS player. So if you just want to take the DAS break on the 18 and then switch your grip like a Pokemon Master would switch their hat,
yeah,
that could be the option.
Greg has finally gotten out of his suffer area, and he's about to transition in 13 lines. He's down 125,000 points. And that is not a optimal build. I mean, he's going to get the pieces, fortunately, but he has no emergency break on the right side. He's been building up his right rather than his left. So he's about to transition. Oh, and he covered up as well right before a line piece. Wow. And another, he's going to burn 3 lines in a row. That's got to be frustrating. That's the worst
definitely.
feeling in the world.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you make the correct
though.
decisions, like the safe decisions with your line pieces.
And another one!
Oh, man.
He had to cover as well with the line piece coming. I don't know if he didn't see it. He needs the line now, and he got it. He got it. Now he's getting another one to fill in that gap. Meanwhile, Matt is at 135,000 point lead.
Oh.
And a clean board. He got it over, but he's got nothing else.
Yeah,
this is suffer game all the way through for Greg.
There's one. Oh, he tucks it. He can get the... Oh, didn't come the... Oh, this is crazy.
This is all he can do when the game is so fast. It's just like syllables, like
And Greg tops out.
Yep, Matt's good. Game 1. And Alan's at the top out. Oh, and he just got it just in time. He is cheesed up, and that's only going to give that game 2 burns. He is Swiss cheese beyond belief, and Asta's looking great, but he's awfully high too. He's going to need a line piece soon. He does take the conservative burn there.
Yeah.
He's going to be rewarded with the Tetris and a 57,000 point lead at 166 lines.
We have an electric match up top.
Alan's got center well ready to go. Will he get it? Will the Quaid gods visit this game with the PBR in play? He's waiting, and he got it. But again, he had to have about 3 or 4 burns to keep that center well open and be able to transfer it over to the right. So he's now down 56,000 points at 181. 58% Tetris rate. Asta's just playing wonderfully. He just survived a 20-piece drought without having to make any burns.
Yeah, Asta's showing a great game right now. Had a odd RNG, or either that or misplaced, but I think it was RNG there. And
now he's in the yellow zone there.
Ooh, Alan tops out.
Alan tops out at 26. Asta takes game 1. Shocker.
Wow. Oh, it doesn't even get, yeah, he topped out as well, but he's still in the lead by 66,000 and takes it. So I just need a ready from Greg, which I think he's about to ready. I probably just had to take a breather there or something. And yeah, great game up top between Alan and Asta. I think we might, judging by that, I feel like we're going to see a game 5 between those two. All right, ready from both players on top. Get right back into it.
Maybe down the bottom. Matt adjusts himself to his chair. Greg looking very prim and proper with the legs crossed and the hands in front.
Classy.
Very classy. Whereas Asta's just letting it all hang out like a bro. So is Alan going to keep playing DAS? This is an interesting development here. We don't have a reporter on the scene.
Pretty sure he does DAS on 18 and taps on 19. We're gonna have to. We should keep an eye out for that on the transition.
And Asta's feeling good about himself, but after that game, but now he's got a 5-up garbage situation. That's burnable, but that's going to give Alan a chance to take a monster lead. He's already had 2 Tetrises this early. And you don't need to give Alan any reason to go even further ahead. Asta's clean again. 37,000 points at 17 lines.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it looks like Alan's doing some tapping a little bit. So he's flexible.
Okay.
Maybe a true hybrid, as the term likes to be hinted at sometimes.
So he's pretty. He's shaking his head. I was going to say he seems pretty stone-faced. Nice. He got the nod from Tetris. As somebody just opens and closes a sliding door behind him. You gonna walk in front of the screen? Come on, don't do that, Dad. Brodindamp. Don't interrupt. That was the worst when I was growing up. My parents would make fun of me and walk in front of the TV while I was playing a game on my own television.
Never gonna let him down for it.
Oh, they'd say, what's the score? What's the score? They'd joke about it. That was hilarious to them. So, Asta's looking good. Only down a Tetris and some change.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do one of your classic Z flips in that gap right up. No, he's going to wait for it. You can also flip, put 6 on there.
Oh, double flip.
Look at that.
Oh, nice tuck, too. I like that tuck.
Oh, mother tucker. Wow.
There we go. Showing the flexibility in that right well.
Gives so much more flexibility to your game, like you were saying earlier. It just opens up. It just the goal of the game at the highest levels of classic Tetris is pushing up that Tetris rate. Mm-hmm. And in the old days,
Greg's in trouble. Yep. I think he wanted to try to flip that piece in there too, which would have been nice, but he's going to top out.
And Matt takes a commanding 2-0 lead early on. Alan getting those squares way over to the left, way up high. You hate the Smash Boy burst, but that's how you handle it. You treat the left side like a hold chamber, and if you can tap as fast as Alan, it's suddenly a lot less of a problem.
All right, so
back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Greg's on his tournament life. If he loses one more game, he is out of the top 64 CTWC 2020, which is absolutely stacked. Everyone, no matter what your seed is, you're a contender to take some games. So,
Alan, what the heck? What?
He's smiling, so something crazy happened.
Oh wow, Asta up 2-0 on Alan.
Oh man,
shocking.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Well, thank goodness for best 3 of 5 this year, because we saw some reverse sweeps yesterday. It would not be a shocker if it happened again, but Alan has his work cut out for him, as does Greg, as Matt takes a sip of coffee, then a sip of beer. That's a nice 1-2 combo, man.
What is the name? There's a name for that.
That's the balance. That's the balance you need, like between risk and reward, between PBR and coffee.
When I was doing
we go to game 3.
On a long bike trip, I was more of the whiskey and coffee to start the day sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's classic. But you can mix those together. But that's got to be the worst flavor. But Matt is a man. He will take those man flavors and put them together and come out with another Tetris victory, possibly. We are going to start up top in game 3. Alan, who seemingly was on cruise control through his first match, has run into a brick wall and now needs to fight for his life to stay in the top bracket. But you do have a game to lose. This is double elimination, so whoever wins this top match will get to sit down until the second half of our broadcast.
Yeah, these newcomers, man, you can't count them out. Sam Finch yesterday, newer to the scene, was killing it. Asta is looking extremely sharp today and showing extremely good building, the ability to tap, and I'm stoked to see what Asta can do today.
And on the vet side, Matt Martin is cruising right now. He's down about a Tetris and a half. He's got 86,000 points at 31 lines. He's building a spire there. The Z-bursts giveth, and you just kind of have to build a spire or figure out a way to burn it down. And Matt's got it under control. Greg's got the 50,000 point lead, though, so that's all you can ask for. One game at a time. Keep playing well. If you don't make a mistake, maybe Matt makes a mistake this time. maybe the coffee to PBR ratio was off this thing.
Yeah, maybe some bad chemistry in that that concoction, but we'll see what happens. All right, so Alan with a small lead up top, 40,000 points, 161,000 at 30 lines, and you know what? Greg actually has a lead starting off here, which is a nice change of pace for him after some, especially those rough games against Alan earlier.
Gotta get comfortable, and Matt's playing with a little spotty board there. Needs that discount insurance. his driving record's very spotty. Alan looking like classic Alan. The back and forth game though. Asta's got that tuck set up. Oh, he's gonna fill it in with the L.
Oh, Greg with a interesting board.
Wow. Although the flat line save, those are always fun and a favorite because there's very few situations where you have a gap of 4, but there you take it when you can get it.
Oh, nice.
Gonna be clean. He's gonna get the triple.
He still has the lead.
56,000 point lead. 78 lines. Both players in the exact same pace. That's about 2 Tetris difference. Up top, another 2 Tetris difference. Alan sticking the line piece on that lip on his well. It's low enough, though, that you can overcome it in a hyper tap, but that's not the optimal build situation. Ooh. Look at this line burst with Alan. Ugh. He's shaking his head at that. Like, what is this? Why can't I get those when I have a 12 high stack? And now, of course, they're not coming.
Yeah, not the best.
All right, here's another line burst. I don't get to see the piece statistics, but he's got to have a lines the most game going for him. This is crazy RNG. And normally that's a dream scenario, but Alan has not been able to score. But he does have the 56,000 point lead, 81 lines, about halfway to transition, a little past halfway. And at the bottom, we got a classic neck and neck match. Matt is up 5,000 points.
Yep, Matt brought it back a little bit. He's now
Greg
pretty
with
much
the flip
tied
play,
up.
yeah. Matt with the 2 wide well on the right.
I like Greg's board too. He's able to fill it out. There's a lot of options, not that many piece dependencies. So he's kind of like doing a staircase into a 2 well there.
Yep. It gives you a place to put every different type of piece, whether it's 1 wide, 2 wide, or 3 wide. Matt with a nearly perfectly flat board with a slight slope on the right side. That's nearly perfect. I mean, that's you can't, if you were designing a Tetris situation, that's what you would want. He's getting the score off that, and he's taken the 1 Tetris lead at 123 lines. We're approaching transition. And is slightly ahead on lines because he does like to press down a bit. Asta up top's getting a little high, but looks like he got it under control with a well-timed line piece and another line piece to take the half Tetris lead. Back and forth up top. Alan is fighting for his life. Well, not for his life. He's fighting for his position in the upper bracket.
Same thing.
I'm not used to this double elimination, man. That's a look at that nice spin into a Tetris for Alan. The game's up top. What you expect from a 14-19 matchup.
But yeah, Greg definitely is fighting for his life right now. He's behind by 60,000, just transitions at 446,000 compared to Matt's. Matt's sitting at 507,000. Matt's actually ahead by about 10 lines or so. So with that in mind, Greg actually might have a better Tetris rate.
He's got more runway, and he's got a clean board, and he's behind, but if he doesn't make a mistake, then he's virtually tied.
Yeah, they do have the same Tetris rate,
okay,
so
he got the line
close
piece.
game.
Matt also in a little trouble now. Is he's going to operate on a column 4 Tetris, or he's going to play cleanup mode? With 2 games to give, maybe you play a little safer. Whereas Greg, all right, he's going to play it safe too. He was up about 7. He's burning it down. He's now back in safety territory. He's up 7,300 points, and they've caught up on lines now. Now Matt's the one in trouble.
Yeah, he hangs that
square.
Thumbs up right away, though.
He's going to give it up. All right. He's like, I got 2 more games. That's good. Give Greg the W there. So that'll let us go focus back up on top.
Yeah, I think that's Greg's first win today, so he's probably feeling pretty good about that. Up top, we have a close game.
Get a W on the board. Well, it's 100,000 point difference at level 21. Alan is ahead, down to 80,000 points. That's about 3 Tetrises at the level 22. So you're not quite at 30,000 points yet per Tetris. The values do increase as the levels progress. Asta is Tetris ready. And he's all right. Tetris for Asta. Still down 103,000, but I think he can play risky now because he's got 2 games in the pocket. Just let it all hang out, possibly. And he's going to do... Nope. As soon as I discuss... It's fascinating. That's fine-tuning of Tetris aggression. It's like he had the setup there, and then he decided to go away with it on the very next piece. Like, that's how quickly you could change your mind and your strategy based on the situation. I can't even get a full sentence out before it changes. Alan's playing a little high. He got the fortunate line piece. He's now ahead 123,000 at 185 lines.
Yeah, great game from Alan so far. Just like
almost
like a perfect post transition.
And Asta's at the 50% pace, or 50% Tetris rate. All it takes is one mistake, one hang-a-ring, and the other person can win it.
Right.
So Asta just keeping it up. There's a smart burn. He's got 5 high. Boom, Tetris for Asta. 200 lines, 750,000 points for Asta. Alan is at 877 with 200 lines. Well on his way to 1 million points. This could be a 1-1, possibly? If he does not have the Game Genie code, though. So they're going to make us do math, maybe.
Yeah, I think he is on pace for a 1.1. No doubt about it. If he can keep the scoring up. Potentially more. 1.15 maybe.
Asta's looking great though. He's at 852 at 215 lines.
Yeah, let's see if Asta can close this gap. He's actually only within 2 Tetrises now, considering it's level 27. It drops 1. Yeah, this is close.
This is third. Okay, Alan's he's at 990. 9 lines to go. Tetris to max out. Oh, okay. We did.
It showed the score. It just it
did. That was
interesting.
Weird.
Anyways, Asta's going to top out.
Going to get the line at 923. Alan forced to get 1 million points to survive the winner's bracket. And that's what you want to do in your Asta. Keep the pressure on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really took him out down to the kill screen. And Asta's just showing they are consistent. And say they do make it through today, that's the kind of score Asta's going to want. That 923 losing.
Like if this were last year at CTWC, Chris and James would be screaming their heads off at this point. And we're just like, yeah, that's kind of what we expect.
There is something about that live environment, though, that encourages screaming.
The crowd definitely feeds into it.
Yeah.
And I'm not Kingsman. I can get emotional at the certain points, but I can't keep that energy up for an entire match. So I got to pick my spots. And down at the bottom, Greg is behind 72,000 points with 57 lines. Both players at the exact same pace. Matt is kind of held off on pressing down, it looks like. That's getting droughted. 17 points drought, 17-piece drought. He's got a perfect well situation. He can burn whenever he needs to. He's keeping his aggression up. Tetris for Matt to go back to 70,000 point lead. But Greg is right where he wants to be.
Yeah, Greg's going to take some burns here to open up that right. Ooh, nice little adjustment on the T to accommodate Square Boy, or whatever you want to call it.
Saw the square was coming. Yeah, Smash Boy, Square Boy, garbage piece nobody likes. But that was only a 3-line solve, so that only really cost you 1 Tetris in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
Alan up top is waiting for not going to get the T to spin, so he's going to have to get a little creative and get out of this early situation.
Yeah, nice safe burns. The square is going to open up times when squares are actually good, helping out Alan, and takes a Tetris.
I'm going to try to focus. Well, both games are in deciders, or not deciders, but knockout situations. So
Right.
I try to keep going back and forth between the two, but it looks like Matt's in some trouble again.
Yep. Very close game on bottom, but
he got the L. Here's your friendly. The Jays are blue because of the Toronto Blue Jays. And the L's are red. So that's I try to I have to remember that mnemonic.
I just hold the hand up.
Matt with a 1 Tetris lead, 107 lines though, so he's about 10 lines ahead in pace. So if Greg can just keep it up, he's got a technical lead, maybe in Tetris rate, 51 to 50.
Yeah, I think it's really close, but I'd say Greg has a higher Tetris rate, just barely. So kind of a true lead, but not a real time lead. So real time lead are still things you want to think about because you still have that pressure on your opponent to get caught up to you.
Matt opting to put the line piece in his well, and wow, 4-line solve, all worked out.
Yeah,
Greg takes the lead near transition.
Nice.
So, efficiency-wise, Greg's right where he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
But both players have clean boards. Both players need to transition. Matt's getting a little high. You don't really want to transition with anything except for a line piece. So he's going to end up getting a triple there at transition. But that will allow him to adjust to the speed difference. 50% increase in speed at level 19.
He is our DAS player on the screen right now, so kind of smart to adjust for that rhythm change.
And we're going to decide this game at level 19, which is what we want. We don't want the level 18 top outs to decide it.
No one wants that.
We have 865-point difference. This is eyelash to eyelash, as Adam Cornelius once said.
Toe to toe.
Toe to toe. Forehead to forehead. Oh, Greg hung up the line on the left. And Matt is going to advance.
GG's. Matt moves on. I think Greg's getting a little paper ready. Yep, he has the GG ready for Matt.
GG for Greg, who also has 2 G's in his name. How about that?
Oh, yeah. So, well played, Greg. Unfortunate hang on that eyepiece.
We can get some foot action in there? All right.
It's toe to toe.
Love you, Greg.
Oh,
and Matt awesome. M can sit tight because he will be playing next. We got dueling GG boards here.
I'll keep them on the screen for a second while they're conversing. But up top we have, like Chris was saying, a knockout situation if Asta is to win. Not knockout, but it'll put whoever knocked down into the loser's bracket.
Asta playing great, 1 off the bottom. Although he is down 156,000 points, that's crazy big lead for Alan. What happened to Alan? Oh no!
I think his game froze. He had a game freeze from Alan up top.
35-year-old technology, folks. Blinking NES red light to happen. So many, even Vince's console, Vince Clemente. It took us a good 15 minutes to get his machine working. And here we go. Nobody wants to hear about Vince stories. I don't even want to hear about Vince stories. But we're back. And away we go. Game 4, Part 2. Asta versus Alan. Asta with the 2-1 lead in the match. Let's see if this break positively or negatively affects our players. I would think it'd be a little positive. But we shall see.
Yeah, it depends. Maybe there could be a momentum broken, depending on how you're looking at or how the players react to it. But I think a break's always nice for NES Tetris specifically. So they probably enjoyed it. I saw Asta was able to get up, move around, do whatever he has to do to get prepared for his next game. So we'll see what they bring to the table. So far,
so good because we had a tie score for a half a second, which is always nice. Neither player flirting with the press down. And see, interesting with that J piece, like when he missed the spin. Maybe his timing's thrown off just a little bit. It's not going to really affect him too much. He should be one more piece. We'll get him ready. Be Tetris ready.
Oh.
And you could play one off. And Alan with the line tuck.
Yeah, I like that.
He's like, yeah. Look at that smirk. He's like, yeah.
yeah, I just did that.
Good question from Maestro. Is that a goofy foot or is that turned upside down? I think it's probably the reverse camera angle.
Oh yeah, it's probably just
near the
reversed.
images to kind of. Yeah. So, but that's sharp observation there. You should be a commentator. Although the goofy foot is CTCWC approved, so it's kind of a novel concept for hyper tappers to flip over to the right hand without having to make the controller upside down. I know some players have tried it out.
All right.
Asta playing one high, down about a Tetris and some change, 152 at 43 lines.
Mm-hmm.
And now he needs to fill in a gap. Oh, he had a line piece coming, but went with the J piece to fill it in instead.
Yeah,
Alan's looking good.
Got a bit of burning to do for both. More so Asta, but...
And did you see that? I said, Alan's looking good, immediately covers it.
Right. Yeah, he covered it intentionally, though. It's a little different. It's like, he did it with some burning in mind, and like, yeah, his rights open up just fine still. But,
anytime if I can self-shade, I try to take that. I don't want to take myself too seriously. But both players are right where you want to be again. We're no early top out after that delay.
No early top out, but Alan does have a comfortable lead.
Yep. Up 3 Tetrises, not quite. 266k at 63 lines for Brodindamp, who was one of the dark horse favorites to win. Ooh, nice line spin. He was one of the dark horse favorites to take the whole tournament this year. And he had a breezy round 1, and round 2, he kind of ran into a roadblock that is Asta.
Yeah, with that being said, I think our top 8 is actually going to be... I don't know if there's going to be clear favorites other than, like... Of course, we'll see if Josephine makes it to top 8, but I think people have him still as the favorite, knowing his history and his ability to push the boundaries of the game. But
he's yet to lose a match. He's yet to lose a match. I mean, you can't. Yeah. You can't call him not the favorite until he loses once.
Right.
But beyond him, it's wide open. It's that Tiger Woods versus the field analogy back when Tiger Woods was the best golfer in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, Asta here. All right, he's going to get that down about a 5-line solve. He'll lose a little more pace, but he's only done 1.5 Tetrises, so a little premature in my call. Again, commentator's curse. I thought he had the solve, and now he had to put some weight on his cover-up. Alan has taken advantage and is now up 56,000 points.
Has to set up Dirty here. Gets it.
Nice. Dirty. Dirty Tetris, isn't that one of the greatest phrases? Who coined that exactly? It's so good. It's so descriptive. It's so perfect.
It's like universal. Everyone uses it. You know, people are kind of weird about the neck and neck, the boom Tetris, but Dirty Tetris, you go with it. Everyone uses that.
It's perfect because if you play that way up high, your game will be over soon. You cannot play that way sustained. And it's a big risk to make that setup and go all the way rather than take the burn. So, but good on Asta to get that. He's down 96,000 points. He's going to cut that to 73,000 at 115. The transition coming up soon at 130 lines. You get the 50% speed increase. And ideally, you'd want to be low. So Asta's going to have a double wide well moving into the last 10 lines before transition. Alan's playing a little high. But the tappy kid can handle it up there.
I think he was close to a mistap there on Alan's side, but makes that extra adjustment. Yeah, just still maintaining this about 2 Tetris lead. Just kind of trading depending on the RNG. Asta transitions 429k. Alan transitions 524k. It's going to be a great game here.
A little uncomfortable for Asta. He did take the square. Oh, nice!
Nicely
emergency
done.
Tuck there. Was not how he planned it, but solved that quickly. At that high, that whole sequence was half a second.
Right, being able to think on your toes.
Players aren't really thinking at this point. They're kind of reacting and replaying situations that they've done before. So he has done that before. And Alan's in trouble. He has the Tetris, but now he's got 3 pieces he's got to deal with. And this is going to let Asta back in if he can get 2 Tetris. The double line burst gives him the Tetris. Nice. 44,000 point deficit for Asta.
Alan hits a T-spin while he's trying
tie
to
this back
down.
up.
Okay. Yeah, Asta is catching up quick. Set up for the perfect clear. Doesn't get the eyepiece, unfortunately. Sorry, chat. Yeah, pretty much the same line count, so this is a true lead right now for Brodindamp.
Asta has tied it up.
Ooh, 380 points.
Alan playing for survival in the top bracket. Asta looking to move on to the winner's final.
Asta takes a
Alan
few
looking
burns.
good though.
Every burn counts.
Playing 1 high. And what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go dirty Tetris? How's he gonna play? He's gonna be late safe. He's gonna be Tetris ready. And he got it! Fortunate RNG there. Asta is up 6,700 points. That is not a lead.
Yeah, anybody's game right now. They're just trading between Tetrises. So this is looking like it's going to come down to the wire, unless they run into any big burn situations. But
Alan getting crowded here. He's going to take the burn. He's going to keep it in the yellow zone.
Mm-hmm.
Line piece comes. Alan was only 3 high. He had to.
Yeah, he's trying to play a little safe.
And another wasted line. Another wasted line. Oh, and he's mad. Another wasted line. He's safe
Asta's
again.
Asta's not really out of the woods either. He gets it right.
Asta's going to top out. Maybe. He needs something to the left.
Oh.
He's not going to do it. He's 19,000 points ahead. 1 Tetris will get this for Alan.
Alan's ready. He needs to open up the right. Oh, he goes for the tuck. He's still up pretty high.
Plenty of time.
There it is.
He got it. Oh, look at that swag one-handed Tetris move. Ties it up, and guess what? Another D-sider. 3 for 3 for our matchup groups. I love it.
Dude, I could really go for some cider right now. Personally, that sounds actually delicious.
It's November 1st, man. It's the perfect time of year for it.
It's time of the year for some D-cider. I was gonna play it out. Let's hit that kill screen.
Yeah. Give him a little warm up after last, and he came back from all that drama. He was running really well. Wasn't a sure thing he would have taken it. He was in the lead tremendously.
Wow.
So Alan has to get the extra win here to advance. So instead of having to win the 2 games, he had to win 2.5 games. So here we go. I don't think both players need a break after that extended break they had last time.
Yeah, Asta's ready to go for this decider. Alan might take a few seconds here to contemplate, catch his breath. I can see him reaching for that ready button. Anytime now. Anytime now. He's about to press it. There it is.
Asta in full concentration mode. Not a lot of emotion on his face right now. He's just still looking at the screen, then ready.
Let's go.
Away we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Both players with the Z and S starts. It's like these cartridges are talking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Let's give them trash to start. We don't need no championship cards. Natural old NES cards can do it. And again, the double tuck situation, whereas that L came in, and I'm thinking, I can tuck that L right there. Brodindamp's like, no, I'm going to make a complicated tuck. I'm going to show you how championship players deal with trash starts. Asta's got a double tuck situation. Going to put a T in there. He's going to put a Z in there. Or an S, sorry. Blue S. One of these days I'm going to learn that.
Whatever. SD, whatever. I still mess it up. I still mess it up when I play Tetris, just about every day. Okay, so pretty much neck and neck here. I guess Asta with the small lead, just under a Tetris at the 20 line mark. Neither player pressing down and kind of on the same pacing here, because no one's had to do burning drastically. Also, it looks like on Classic Tetris 1, Jonas won 3-1 over Yanni. Chris.
Yes. So, I unfortunately was commentating that slightly during the Tetris commercial.
Oh.
Tetris Effect commercial.
Yeah, I ran to the bathroom.
And I got called out on chat for that. So, like I said, I'm glad that he's redeemed himself. Jonas has redeemed himself after last year. I'm a huge fan. So, thought I was silent for that.
I think I told you were silent.
Yeah. I mean, but I still should, know better. I didn't pull a Tom Brenneman at least. So, Asta is up a half a Tetris.
A close game.
Yeah. And that's what you wanted to decider? No early top outs?
Oh. Al misses a tuck. It's a little frustrating, but gets good pieces to bring it back to his right.
After a game when you were just on 19 speed, it's weird to get your feet back to the 18 speed.
Yeah,
and
true.
I guess you might have done it a hair too early.
Yeah, it goes both ways. People think 18 to 19 transition, but if you play a lot of 19, then you go to 18. It can mess with your timing too.
Like I play a lot of the Nintendo World Championships remix. That has Dr. Mario at the end of it, and you have to go through Mario 1 and Mario 3 to get to Dr. Mario at the end. And my timing for Mario Brothers gets messed up after having an intense Dr. Mario round, and I can imagine the same is true in the original NWC kart with Tetris as the final game. Just getting back into that Tetris rhythm after changing it. So Alan is up half a Tetris, 69 lines, 315,000. That's a half Tetris lead. Asta's little skyliney, not dangerous, but he's gonna have to have a good 4 or 5 line solve here, assuming he gets the RNG for it. That's the other part of the equation. Your solves often require only 1 or 2 pieces to solve.
Mm-hmm. I like the term skyliney.
Yeah, thank you. You're an Ohioan, so you know about skyline Philly.
It's a soft spot.
Right now. It's the food of my people. I grew up in Cincinnati.
Okay. I went to school there. I went to school in Cincinnati, so I actually lived right by the first skyline.
Clifton. Love it. Who Asta's getting high with that Z tower. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the high. You want to be high in the middle, but that's danger zone. And if you're at 19, that could have caused a quick top out, but he handled it. This gives Alan a chance to expand his 74,000 point lead, though. 93 lines. Yeah, a bit of burning for Asta, so yep, Alan is garnering that lead. And let's see how Asta's going to bring this back to the right. You might have to do some dirty maneuvers, which we all love. So we'll see how he approaches it. It just seems like he's going to take it easy and get back to the right. But these games have been decided at level 19 play, and this game's going to be no different. And that's the way we wanted in CTWC. Mm-hmm. And Alan's going to... He's at 110,000 point lead pre-transition.
Well, he's on a monster pace in general.
As an 80% Tetris rate, he's going to have a +6. He could have over 600,000 transition. This is as nearly as perfect a game as you could hope for. And oftentimes I like to say when you get these beautiful RNG games, assisted games pre-19, they tend to fall apart post-19. But Brodendamp's the type of player that can sustain it all the way through. I believe he's a 1.3 million top PB. I'm not a big fan of the PBs as stats, but if you can hit 1.3, that means that you know how to take a game all the way through.
It does at least show your potential as a player and how far you can push it.
Right. It's a lot of luck based, but even right here, just this little misdrops here, that's going to take his Tetris rate back down to 77%.
It does have that eye dependency on the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
155,000 point lead at transition, so that's about 7 Tetrises.
Oh, Asta's in trouble. Asta's going to top out.
Asta's going to top out out of nowhere, and Brodindamp is going to survive. What a comeback.
Yep, takes it after being down 2-0. Or was it 2-1? Wow. Either way, he takes it back.
Was it reverse sweep? Yep, reverse sweep. Thank you, chat. Wow, and he earned it too. It wasn't, he didn't get a gimme in those games. I mean, this was the biggest gimme, and that was still taking the 19. So, GG's for Asta. You're gonna play right away again, sir. And Alan can play it safe now until after the break.
Yeah. So good games, Alan. Moving on to the winners finals, and we're gonna get this last round of.